Hi all, welcome back to my channel, Yes Teddy World. Today I wanted to kind of talk you through and review the low buy calendar that I make. If you don't know this, if you're new, I make a calendar where I pencil in when I spend money and when I don't spend money, or when I only spend money on food instead of items, because I want to reduce the inflow of items at my home. I don't know if I still really want to, because I keep buying stuff, but anyway, that's for another video. But I just want to review it. It will become more clear once I show you the calendar, but I hope this will be insightful for you. And let me know in the comments below if you'd ever try out a calendar like this, because it's been really helpful. I can track my progress that way. And before we started, remember to like and subscribe and comment and share, and let's get into it. So this is the calendar. Here you can see what the different things mean. Purple means it was a no spend day. Blue means it was a day where I spent money only on food. And then green means I spent money unnecessarily. And then the dotted lines mean reasonable spend. This is a reasonable spend on items. And a blue dotted line means reasonable spend on food. And as you can see, I sometimes combine them, like reasonable spend on items, but I spend money on food unnecessarily. And here I wasted my money and spent money reasonably on food, but I wasted my money on items. And this was, I don't know if this makes sense, but I wasted my money, but there were items in there that were reasonable. This is the first time I've ever done such a line like this to combine the green and the dotted purple, because usually I would just say I wasted my money, because altogether obviously you wasted your money, but it's nice to know that there were some items in there that were reasonable. And I don't mean reasonable amount of money spent, but I just mean the items I bought were reasonable to buy. So you can see that I spent throughout the month, because last month I spent more at the beginning of the month and I had more purple at the end of the month. So I thought maybe that was because at the beginning of the month you have more money to spend. But this month you can see even at the end of the month I spent money. Oh, I forgot to write something in there, because whenever I resist items, I write it down what I resisted. So I resisted H&M stuff and a denim jacket. I need to still write that in there. Maybe I should do that. What do you want, Minnie? I closed the door so that you don't hear the noise from outside. And these are the numbers. You can also see that there are more days I spent on food than on items that I didn't need, but altogether I bought stuff more often than food, including the reasonable spends. And days I only bought food was 5 out of 31, which is around 16%. Not buying anything, 13 out of 31, which is around 42%. The reasonable spend on items was on 8 days out of 31, which is around 26%. Oh no, yeah, 26%. The days when I spent on items was 5 out of 31, which is again 16%. Then I have is broken down like these days where I have a dotted line inside another line, if you know what I mean. Food and other, 5 out of 31, 16%. Food and reasonable spend, 4 days out of 31, which is around 13%. Food and wasted my money was only 1 day, which is around 3%. And food altogether was 10 out of 31, which is around 32%. And only the reasonable spend days where I didn't combine it with food were 3, which is around 10%. So now I can compare it to the last month, but last month I didn't break down all the details like here, so I only had 4 categories. So when it comes to only buying food, actually I don't know if I need to compare it to this or to the food altogether. But I compared it to the first one, which is only the food. That's what it says, but I'm a bit confused. Which is 7.2% lower than last month. Which I guess is good that I bought less food, spent less food, less money on food, so that's less money wasted, I guess. Although I still managed to waste my money, to be honest, but I don't know how I always end up the same. When every new month I think I will do better, and then every month I end up the same. It's so frustrating. Not buying anything is 1.94% higher than last month, which is obviously good that it's higher, but it's such a low number. I wish it was even higher. But it's still increased, so that's good. Reasonable spend, 12.48% higher than last month, which I'm not sure, because I think it's good because it's obviously a reasonable spend. It's good that it's higher than last month, but I'm a bit confused because it depends where the money came from. From not buying anything, the not buying anything category, or the money spent on items category. I think it seems to have come from the money spent on items category. So I think that's a good thing that it's a reasonable spend is higher. Because obviously it's better to buy reasonable stuff rather than just wasting your money. But if you have the option to not spend anything at all, it's better to not spend anything at all. So this really depends if it's a good thing. I'm not too sure. And then money spent on items as opposed to food or nothing, and money spent on items is 13.87% lower than last month. So that's great. Like wasted, which excludes the reasonable spend. So it seems like this percentage went here into the reasonable spend, to be honest. It's almost the same number. Okay, that's all. Oh, I forgot to show you the new one. This is the new calendar I've made. This time I left more space on this side for we call it a legend in German. I'm not sure what it's called in English, but here you can really see very well what the different lines mean. Oh, and I also meant to say, if these don't add up to 100, it's because some are double, if you know what I mean, with food and reasonable spend together in the same day. And then I have only food, and then I have like food all together. So only this one should count, the food all together, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So they are like, some are double, so it won't add up to 100. That's all from me today. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, then please give it a massive thumbs up. And yeah, like this video, and share it with your friends. And like I said, comment if you would ever try a low buy calendar, or if you have or maybe done so already, and how it has helped you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, take care. Thank you again.